I'm in the new short medium form place.
You notice there's a brand new giant manor house inside of Daggerfall that wasn't there before.
Hey everyone, it's Spopes. Yesterday, some of the developers of ESO at ZOS ran a stream revealing more details on some of the new content that is coming to the game this year. All the content they covered has already been revealed, but they showed some gameplay, provided some more details that are actually pretty important. So amid everyone showing off their dogs and at least 5 minutes of talking about pickles, there was some actually relevant and important information I want to share with you guys. So in this video, I'm going to provide an edited and condensed down version of the stream from yesterday, covering only the salient points, cutting out all the dogs, all the all the pickles, to help you learn more about what's coming to ESO, details on new systems like rumors, favors, the new quest lines, dynamic world events, which are now called dynamic encounters, and also our first look at the new Veterancy PvP progression system. Thank you all for watching. Before we dive in, please make sure you've subscribed to the channel. Please like and hype the video. And consider supporting me by becoming a member of the Spopes Army, picking up some merch, or leaving a donation. All right, everyone, let's check out what the devs had to say about the evolution of ESO, the new types of content that are coming to it this year. We're going to start off with Veterancy.
Veterancy is a progression system to earn rewards through PvP, whether you're in Imperial City, Cyrodiil, or Battlegrounds. And the Cyrodiil is any Cyrodiil. It's not just Vengeance, but there will be some Vengeance specific things. So you access it by, cracking open your Alliance War and then clicking on Veterancy. To be clear, this is not a battle pass. This is free for everybody, and you can progress it no matter what. There's no purchases or anything along this. The duration for Veterancy seasons, campaigns, whatever, is going to be around 6 months. You can actually earn progression in this system by XP or AP. Now, the XP that you earn is added to this on a reduced amount compared to AP. So AP is the primary way. Alliance points is the primary way to advance this. Some of these things have these outlines to them, which are the perks for Vengeance. You get those automatically, but you also get things like Talvar stones that you have to claim. You will be able to get armor styles and weapon styles through this. That actually is equipped on my target dummy over here, which shows one version of the outfit that you can get this time.
I'm kind of disappointed by the look of this, honestly. When they were saying unique cosmetics, I was hoping for something like capes or cloaks, some kind of unique VFX, but it's just the kind of weapon and armor styles we're already used to. There are going to be a couple new skill styles, which I'll get into in a moment here. But yeah, this new armor style isn't doing anything for me. The weapons are boring, so one of the main reasons I was interested in Veterancy just went out the window, but it does still look like a good system, and we'll learn some more about it here.
There will be weapons as well as armor that you can collect with this, as well as you'll be able to get some ability styles and such. You can see you get new titles as well. Now, the titles that are listed here are temporary to the season until you hit higher ranks. When you hit higher ranks, then you get to earn permanent titles. And you can see here as well, we stopped giving you perks for Vengeance around rank 33 because we again wanted to front load the amount of perks you get or the amount of power you get via the system initially. But again, you're also earning stuff that you can use anywhere else, like crafting satchels that contain stuff like this.
And
Food
Wheeler,
stuffs,
is this
weapon
account
stuffs.
wide or character?
It is. This is account wide. Yes. So any character that you do PvP with is going to progress this stuff. You could be hopping on
That's
one
great.
character, progressing it, hop on another character, progress it. One of the things that's popping up here are these little icons, by the way. Some of the feedback we've gotten over the years is, how do I tell if somebody's a current PvPer or not? So in PvP, we're going to be putting on your target windows where it would normally be CP, where your CP rank would be, we're putting up your current rank.
So current ranks
They're
are staying, because I saw that in chat too.
Yeah, your current PvP rank stays the same. This rank is, per character. This is how long that character's been progressing in PvPs. All the way at the end, you get some pretty nifty visuals, as well as, again, permanent titles. So at this rank, you're getting a permanent title sovereign. And this is something that happens, as you go up, you're going to earn permanent titles that you can put on your character. Some of the titles are going to be per season only. So at ranks 50 and 100, those are going to be, you got to earn them during the season. But other titles like War Chief, you're going to be able to try to earn that title every single season. In case anybody's always curious, like, well, I got to rank 100. What now? There's a repeatable reward that you get over and over and over, which is kind of nice. There's just some of the stuff that you get from it. The abilities, at least in season 1, we have a style for crit rush, so it's like that purpley kind of vibe, which is kind of nifty. And then the other style we gave is sort of a molten bash.
I like
This
that one.
again,
Cool.
yeah, this I'm gonna cheat so I can just do it over and over and over. We were kind of like, well, it would be neat to sort of have a little bit of a tail end of the Dragon Knight, so we gave that molten kind of look to it.
Okay, I kind of feel like I'm kicking a dead horse here, but did you notice how Brian Wheeler's character was just out of stamina? So instead of using a heavy attack, he just gave himself infinite stamina. For those who don't know, Brian Wheeler was caught in 4K not knowing how to restore resource on characters when playing in PvP. It seems like he still doesn't know how to do that. I mean, I get that maybe he just wanted to make it easier without having to heavy attack, but he was just standing there with no stamina for a minute. He could have just hit him with a heavy attack and regenerated it. I just think it's funny that this meme is recurring again with Brian Wheeler not restoring his resources. But let's move on.
But we plan to every season try to have an armor style, a weapon style, Talvar stones, the different titles, Imperial fragments. You can also earn some of the merit marks in here too, as well as some trade bars. I'm in the new short medium form place.
So here we go. This is our actually first look at the medium-sized PvP format they've been teasing for a while now. This is a new PvP area of the map that looks like it is in Cyrodiil, but it's a smaller overall area. I don't know what they're going to have here, like 20 versus 20, etc. But even though we didn't know it, we just got our first look at this new PvP area, and they're going to talk a little bit more about it now.
I think this is the first time we've seen it, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm kind of hiding out in here. You can see how it's in progress, where around the keep there's no snow, but yes, there'll be more about this as we
So
go.
this is like
in the
in
future.
progress world building we're seeing right now, yeah?
It is in progress.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Cool.
of
Yeah,
tokens.
for sure.
So I do generally like the look of Veterancy. I'm a little bit disappointed in the rewards. I thought we'd have something actually unique here, but I do like the fact there's this new ranking system that everyone else can see. I get the feeling that moving through the ranks is going to be satisfying, and there at least are some rewards. So as you play PvP, it'll actually feel like there's a reason to be doing it, aside from just occasionally getting rewards for the worthy. Anything is better than the system we had before, but I would call upon the devs to make Veterancy even more rewarding in future seasons. And just to be clear, this starts in Season 1, which begins in July. All right, and now we're going to learn a bit more about the new Thieves Guild questline, as well as get our first look at the reskinned zone of Glenumbra. It looks a lot better in my opinion, and Jason Barnes is now going to run us through Thieves Guild, Sheogorath, some of the other new content coming this year.
Welcome to Daggerfall. As we announced with the Thieves Guild reveal, it is a new story that takes place after the original Thieves Guild and actually takes place in the Glenumbra region. I'm hanging out here, one of my new outfits that you can earn during the questline, which is Quinn's outfit. I'm not going to dive too much into it. I'm going to hop around to a couple different places, but a couple of the things that we want to show off is this is where kind of the new quest giver begins in Daggerfall. One of the things I talked about a little bit last time that I did want to show off is we're taking a look at giving like a pop-up window for things that take place in chronological order, and if you haven't done it yet. So right now this is what we have. So you notice that at the very bottom you get a little pop-up that talks about where this takes place, talking about putting more of this type of stuff around in the game. So if you do want to play in a more story ordered pace, that you do get these pop-ups that will let you know what's going on beforehand. The other thing I kind of want to show off a little bit too is We talked a little about updating Daggerfall and Glenumbra, and the team updated a ton of new textures. There's more kind of shrubbery and foliage.
Shrubbery.
I could shrubbery. I was
Shrubbery.
like, the other thing though is we've added a bunch of new stuff to the zone too, and that's not just shrubbery. You notice there's a brand new giant manor house inside of Daggerfall that wasn't there before.
So this is just incredible to me. I love the way that Daggerfall, that Glenumbra looks now. They're doing a really good job reskinning these zones. They're even adding new locations within Daggerfall. Even with Jason's kind of low resolution image here, you're able to see that it's going to look so much better than the way the zone currently does. As I've mentioned before, this is personally what I'm most excited for in this update is just Daggerfall Glenumbra looking better. And I am definitely pleased with the results. It looks much more modern, much more in line with what you expect from games in 2026.
This is involved in the new Thieves Guild quest. There's a bunch of new areas like this that have been kind of added to Daggerfall or Glenumbra in general. They're not just new buildings in the city, but new areas that the doors were locked before and they now open up. We tried to add more to the base game zone itself to kind of not only give us new play experiences and areas that we can tell the story, but just again to improve the overall zone. And this is something we're going to continue updating throughout. Let's talk about something that you will get when you are doing the Thieves Guild quest. If you go into the Outlaws Refuge, you will have a new section here that is the Daggerfall Thieves Den. This is a location that a lot of the obvious new quests will take place in. We have Quinn in her new outfit here, who, as we mentioned last time, is one of the main characters that is helping us out here. One of the things we mentioned last time was actually during the stream, was a new mythic item. I know some people were curious about that, what it entails, like what you actually do to unlock it. So you'll unlock it just by doing the first Thieves Guild quest. However, in order to upgrade it, you will not only continue to do the Thieves Guild quest where you'll get an upgrade or two through that, but it'll also be hidden throughout other Season 1 activities. But they're going to be hidden around and there's going to be clues on how to get it and whatnot. But there's a NPC up here in the Thieves Guild area. You'll be able to talk to her, and she has basically you bring the items to her, give it to her, and she'll upgrade your item every time you find one of these shards. But it is the Prowler's Talisman. This will be something that you upgrade over time by unlocking different shards and doing different activities. Ideally, this is something that is going to help you with a lot of the stealth missions. Some of the new Thieves Guild missions are pretty hard stealth wise. They're completable, but you're probably going to get noticed a lot. So this is one of the things that's going to help you out. You get the initial, and there's 4 upgrades after that you can do to this. One of my favorite things is the blocked while you're crouching, and then you go into stealth mode. So very, very valuable for a lot of the quest stuff, things like that.
I'm not personally that hyped for the new Thieves Guild stuff. I mean, the new Mythic looks pretty cool, but I was never really into the original Thieves Guild, so this isn't really that exciting for me. But now they're going to get into talking about favors, which is a new take on daily quests. And the new information on it doesn't excite me any more than the reveal did. But we did receive a little bit more information on what favors are going to look like, and we saw some of the gameplay. Let's check it out.
The next thing I want to talk about is one of our new systems. This is also going to be out on PTS on Monday. It is called Favors. Favors are a kind of new spin at our new daily type of quests. We want to revisit how they work and just make them feel different overall. You will find each of these new areas. They're called free runners post boards. There's one in each of the tier 1 cities. So you'll have one in Glenumbra, one in Stone Falls, and one in Oradon. They'll be indicated with this cool kind of quill icon on the map. One of the things we want to do is get away from you just kind of have the same 4-6 things that you're doing over and over. So when we created these, each of these have a unique character in each zone to start off with. So I'm in the Daggerfall Alliance. You'll have a NPC here that you can chat to, and she'll give you a bunch of information. But in this case, the Daggerfall Alliance is Lady Arabelle.
And dude, I'm sorry, but I have to say, the fact that he keeps saying Daggerfall Alliance is making my OCD go crazy. Daggerfall Covenant, bro. You should know this.
In Ebonheart Pack, it is Holgan One Eye, and in Aldmeri Dominion, it is Ursula Murmuro. I can never pronounce his name, but and it'll pull from a list of a large number of tasks that vary from everything from doing delves, killing world bosses, fishing, gathering and feeding stray cats in various Skyrim zones. We made a large kind of breadth of things to do. There's also some unique things that'll pop up at certain story moments, because every time you complete one of these, you will get a new letter every day from the character that you do it for. So there's this kind of hireling style story that is ongoing when you go through it. The other kind of cool thing that we're doing with this that's a little different is we went through and found some of the rarest ESO quests that people have never found in the game. As you go through these, some of these will actually send you to go do them and point them out for you. So if you ever felt like you missed out on something, there's a good chance that these will send you on them. If you are one of the people who actually completed it, and congrats to you, because some of these were done by like less than 5% of the population, you will get basically a free day where you get a letter from the person that you helped out, and you get a free loot box and a reward, and they're like, hey, you've already done this, congrats. So Arabelle's quests are different than Holgun's or Ursa Normal. Once you do complete a number of them and finish the story, you actually get these as a housing item, so you can kind of collect them and hang them up in your house. It's kind of like collecting trading cards.
The
And
posters there?
yeah.
Okay, and I'm sorry, but that is seriously lame. For doing all of these, for completing the whole favor, you're going to get a poster of Lady Arabelle or Urselmo, and it's really not that hard to say his name. It's going to be a poster of somebody's face. That's what you're going to get. So favors, they add some content to the game. They're going to be fun in some ways, but pretty minimal. Not much going on here. You don't even interact with the NPC they're associated with. I honestly feel like they could have just diverted the time they spent making favors into something else. But I mean, I guess it's good they're there. We're going to move on to the Sheogorath questline next.
But Sheogorath. So again, without getting into too many spoilers and just showing off a little bit, some of you who are really observant will know this location in Stormhaven. It's just kind of a building that you went into. It was an abandoned house. I think the Mages Guild brought you here, and it was just very simple, some stuff in there. However, if you happen to be doing the quest, things in the world will change a little bit, and going through that door will bring you to something a little wacky, which is the Shivering Shack. This is going to be a pretty primary location that you'll come back to over and over. This is the same house that we were just in. It's bigger on the inside. This is a crazy house. It's just, I'm not going to go all the way
the
through
hell?
it. It's just very
It just keeps going.
That got dark.
Yeah, there's a lot of craziness as you go through this house, and just lots of things to kind of see and discover. And like I said, the quest will bring you through it as well. It'll show up in your journal in a new section called Tamriel Tales. Yeah, it'll be a new category for things that don't fit in one specific thing. One of the things that we're trying to do is start making quests that kind of bring you all over the world, as opposed to just one set location. The Thieves Guild is very Glenumbra specific because the story makes sense there, but a lot of the other quests going forward is going to be more broad. So there'll be world spanning quests and stuff like that. So
the Shivering Shack looks really cool. Like, this is a very cool quest area they're adding into the game. I'll definitely be excited to explore this, keep coming back to it throughout the quest line.
And the last thing, this is actually more of a sneak peek because this is season 1, but it's actually update 51.
So yeah, now we're going to learn a little bit more about rumors. And based on everything I'd seen before, I thought this was coming in update 50 as well. But importantly, Jason is saying this is a feature coming actually in update 51, so not until the fall. I guess I shouldn't have just assumed it was coming in update 50. But now I know for sure that this rumor system, which does look really cool, is actually coming in update 51.
This is our new rumor system. So I'm only going to show a little bit because there's a lot of like in progress stuff here that we're still working on. But essentially, there is a starter quest here in Daggerfall that you can pick up, and she will tell you a little bit of how they work, show you a little bit of the UI. So in your journal, you're going to have a new section here under quests that is this little ear is called rumors. And when you click on it, you have 3 different categories of rumors: whispers, plots, and conspiracies. These are essentially how difficult they are. Essentially, these are hidden throughout the world. And when you pick them up, they will be added to your rumor journal, and you essentially will collect clues. And each of the clues will either have like a book or something on it, or a visual that will kind of give you a hint at where the other ones are found. And then you'll essentially go through a story. Some of them are linear, some of them are wide open, where you can do them in any order. There's a lot of different types of variety in how you complete them. Most of them have multiple endings, so when you are doing them, you can kind of choose how you want to end it, or as I mentioned in the previous stream, it's some of them will have secret endings. So if you're really paying attention, you can go the extra step for a better reward and find out like the true understanding of what really happened in the room. These will, like I said, these are all throughout the base game, which again will include the Dark Brotherhood stuff, Orsinium, and the Thieves Guild. So Abba's Landing, Hughes Bane, all those. The other thing, just to kind of clarify on this, is because we want people to be able to engage in the system and find these, to start out, there will be little mouse overs that give you a tiniest hint on where to find them. That way you're not just pixel hunting everywhere. So if you're like really want to engage in the system, you'll be able to hover over and kind of get like an old school Sky Shard type of hint. That's about as much hand holding as we give you for this. And then once you pick it up, you are on your own to figure out the rest of it. So that'll be update 51. The big thing is if it's a whisper, it should be pretty self-explanatory. If it's a plot, you're probably gonna have to use your brain a little bit. And if it's a conspiracy, then yeah, you may have to talk to the community and really think about it. So that's kind of how we're doing it.
So I really like the overall idea of rumors. It sounds really engaging. What I want to know more about is what the rewards are going to be like, how actually interesting and engaging these are going to be, if they're going to be more tedious than interesting. But we still know very little about rumors. Shall we say there are only rumors about them so far? But we will learn more about this new system in the coming months. I'm pretty hyped for this. I'm kind of sad that it's not going to be in U50 and it's been pushed back to U51. The last thing we're going to learn about here is more about dynamic encounters that in the reveal stream were called dynamic world events, but they've since changed the name. I think it makes sense, but we're going to spend a few minutes learning more about what these are, how the rewards work, the differences between them, etc.
In the reveal, we called them dynamic world events. We've since refined the name. Dynamic encounters is much more appropriate for what they are. In essence, these are akin to kind of like incursions, but they can be smaller or bigger depending on what we want to do, and they are multi-staged, like area-based encounters / quests. They all have a story. They all have different stages that you're going to progress through. There's a new UI that'll tell you kind of where you're at. As you walk into the area, you're automatically added to this, so you can jump in and contribute. And at completing it, you get a couple different chest options, or a couple different chests based on it, where you are in the thing. So like about halfway through, a chest will spawn, and then at the end a chest will spawn. These are sprinkled throughout the world. There's going to be 3 when we initially launch on with this coming PTS, and in season 0 when Thieves Guild goes live, there's going to be 3. There's going to be 1 in Aradon, 1 in Stone Falls, and 1 in Glenumbra, of varying sizes. I'm going to show the farm, which is in Aradon, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a second, and run through that one. We didn't want these to be just kill, where you have like a phase where I have to kill X number of monsters and then kill a different set of monsters and then kill a boss. We wanted these to have some gradient and other things for you to do and to tell a story in that way. So we'll start up the farm here first. So you can also see they have a unique icon, and if you saw on my compass, this icon popped up. This is not visible unless the dynamic world event or the dynamic encounter is active. And you can see some horses here and stuff. So basically the story of this farm is it's on fire. These bandits have come here and they've lit this thing on fire, and there's horses and crap trapped in here. So we're gonna go help out. There's you can see in the top right there is a progress bar that is telling us how far we've progressed during this stage. So it's exactly where your quest window is.
I honestly can't tell you why, but this progress bar excites me immensely. I'm like a cat with one of those, things that's supposed to be a bird on the end of a string, and someone's whipping it around the room, and I'm going crazy. Like, I look at that progress bar, the adrenaline starts coursing. I think I may have gone, temporarily insane, but I really like that aspect of this new system. Moving on.
We got to put out some fires and save some horses.
How often do these spin up in a zone?
I think it's like once every 15 minutes or so. Yeah, this is a small one. The one in Glenumbra is tracking down and facing off against a vampire lord. That's a bigger one. That one actually traverses part of the zone. You start in one part of the zone and you have to follow an NPC around, dealing with the machinations of this vampire lord, and eventually you track him down and you defeat him. So there you go. I saved the farm. Yay! We drove off the bandits. Save the farm, and now you get your chest. and your previous chest is here as well. So we added mid-stage kind of chests so that if you come in here and you're like, oh, I've done like the first stage, I can go get my chest and then
What are the types of
As we do.
rewards that players can get from dynamic encounters?
let's see. Collectible fragments. So this is a component required for the Rogue's Refuge house.
Oh,
So
that-
there's
Oh.
various things that you
Spoiler.
can get here. We can add different rewards and augment these rewards as dynamic encounters spin up and show up. And they're fairly common enough that it's not a one and done kind of thing. You can get varying rewards where sometimes you'll get, this, sometimes you'll get different consumables and stuff like that. So there's a wide variety of stuff. We want to entice players to come and do this, but not be like a one and done. Like, I got everything, so I don't need to come here anymore.
And that's everything they covered in the stream. I generally really like the idea of dynamic world events, or they now call them dynamic encounters. I'm disappointed there are only going to be 3 when U50 launches. And the Auradon one looked kind of boring, honestly. All the carrying of buckets of water, saving horses. I mean, it's interesting enough, but I'm hoping the other ones will be more engaging, a little bit longer lasting, like they were talking about. I hope eventually we have one in every single zone in the game. But yeah, just summing up my thoughts from all this, probably the highlight for me is seeing what Glenumbra is going to look like now. I can't wait for them to do that with Auradon too. I can't wait till all the base Alliance zones have their reskin. Also, the Sheogorath quest looks good. I like the central hub of that, the Shivering Shack. It's a really cool new house. I hope we do eventually get it as a house we can either earn or buy in the game. The Thieves Guild stuff didn't interest me that much. Neither did Favors. I'm sad that Rumors is not going to be till U51. And the dynamic world events are a little bit disappointing, even though I think that has a lot of potential that will be built upon over time. And then, of course, Veterancy looks pretty good. I'm a bit disappointed by the rewards, but I also do think that's something that will build over time. Maybe it'll become really innovative eventually. But yeah, just overall, all of this stuff is looking a little bit more lackluster than I was imagining. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed, but I'm a little bit like, like you guys could have really put full throttle, pedal to the metal here, delivered something a bit more vibrant and exciting. But still, I'm really stoked for the new content. I think this is going to breathe life into the game. It's just a little bit on the mid or mediocre side. Again, this is also in progress. They're going to listen to feedback. I don't know if I really have any specific feedback. Just do better. I'm a really good teacher. I'd be great at grading papers. This sucks. Do better. D-. There's a reason I'm not a teacher. But let me know what your thoughts are. I just think they could have gone a little bit harder, a little more ham, as we said in the 2010s. Yeah, I'm basically super old now. I wish I'd done a bit more, but overall, I'm still pretty stoked. So yeah, in the comments, let me know what you think about all this. Which one of these new content types you're most looking forward to? What you thought of the presentation, the way I took the presentation and condensed it, made it easier for you to view. I haven't edited it down yet, but I'm really hoping that my version is under 30 minutes, because sitting through this for over an hour while they talk, I mean, literally, if you didn't watch the original stream, you happily missed it in my version. But this time, there were multiple dogs on the stream. They're literally multiplying. Both Jason and Gina brought out their dogs, and they were joking about pickles for about 5 straight minutes, all in all. So I really hope that I saved you guys from that. It was kind of painful. If you do appreciate my approach, please don't forget to like and hype and subscribe, and consider supporting the work I'm doing here, empowering me to do my work by becoming a member of the Spopes Army, picking up some merch, or leaving a donation. Now, as always, we're going to finish up with a prayer to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Lord, thank you for giving me opportunities this week to immerse myself in your word more. For my Christian brothers and sisters out there, I ask you to give them opportunities to read your word as well, to reflect on the word of God. And Lord, I thank you for all the new content coming to ESO. I ask you to inspire the developers at ZOS to really send it home, go the extra mile, put in some A+ effort work here. And Lord, I thank you for my community. I ask you to bless everyone in my community, especially those Christian brothers and sisters who are struggling to follow you. With your grace, as only you can, meet them halfway, meet them more than halfway, meet them in their sin, embrace them in your loving presence. And also, Lord, embrace in your loving presence all those recently departed souls across the world. I give you all glory for the video and for the channel, Lord. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do comment with your thoughts. Please do like and hype, and don't forget to sub. And when you do subscribe, turn on notifications, because I'll be back soon with new content.